Well, how y'all doing today? This is Eddie Gordon. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you, as always, for watching Country Gospel Celebration. I believe we have a good program for you lined up. A few weeks ago, I had Scott West in the studio. Now, Scott's actually in my band, but he does some solo work too, and we interviewed him, and he sung some of his songs. So I know you'll enjoy that, and I'll be sharing some older songs with you today. So let's just start the program off today with one of those older songs. Here's a song called City of Gold.
There's a city that looks o'er the valley of death, and its glory has never been told, where the Lamb is the light in the midst of the night, in that beautiful city of gold, where the sun never sets and the leaves, they never fade, and the righteous forever will shine like the stars in that beautiful city. There will be no more sorrow, pain, sickness, or death, and the saints, they will never grow. How I long for that city where there never comes a night, in that beautiful city of gold, where the sun never sets, and the leaves, they never fade, and the righteous forever will shine like the stars, in that beautiful city. There will be people marching around his throne, singing glory to his wonderful name. What a wonderful time when we all shall stroll through that beautiful city of gold, where the sun never sets and the leaves, they never fade, and the righteous forever will shine like stars in that beautiful city. Yes, in that beautiful city of gold.
Well, it's time for a special guest. Like I said before, we have Scott West with us today. He was in the studio a few weeks ago, and we did an interview and some songs. We're going to start off with one of his songs, then we'll cut to his interview. So this is music by Scott West. We hope you enjoy it.
When I was younger, I didn't have a care, and all my burdens were so hard to bear. Now making decisions, just going with the flow. I'm getting older, I have no direction to go, and where I'll be in 10 years, I don't know. Don't even know if I'll have something to show for all the years that keep on flying by. Time's winding down now, getting closer till we die. And yes, this world needs to make some changes. We could all use a little help. There's only one that we can call on, and only one we need to tell, and God above. Oh, God above. And one day walking down an old country trail, didn't know where it went and I had no way to tell. I found myself at a church in the middle of nowhere, and I went and dropped to my knees and started a prayer. And please, Lord, will you forgive me for all the sins that I have done. With your help, I'll live for you. I just want to be known as your as your son. And yes, this world needs to make some changes. We could all use a little help. There's only one that we can call on, and only one we need to tell. And God above, oh, God above, I didn't know that I'd be living today, but I'm so thankful. I just want to say, and thank you, God, for your forgiveness, and thank you for the breath I'm taking today. And yes, this world needs to make some changes. We could all use a little help. There's only one that we can call on, and only one we need to tell. And God above, oh, God above, God above, God above.
Scott, kind of give us an idea of your background, where you came from, and how you got started in the music, playing music in general.
Well, my dad, he's probably the biggest influence in my life, music-wise. I grew up with him playing in a band pretty much my whole childhood, teenage life. My uncle was a musician, my grandparents were musicians, great-grandparents were musicians. So basically everybody in his family were musicians.
Yeah.
When I became a teenager, I really got involved and wanted to learn more about music. I started trying to learn the guitar. He taught me a little bit, and kind of pretty much just started from there.
Right. Did you always play Christian music, or was there a point when you played country and rock and stuff like that?
Well, I started off playing, you know, like any teenager.
Yeah,
I mean, you know, little rock and roll, old classic rock, Sweet Home Alabama stuff.
Yeah.
Just, you know, the little stuff that I could learn and he could show me, which, you know, like I said, was a lot of his part. But then I eventually got to the point where I just felt in my heart that all I wanted to do was Christian music.
Right. Tell me about some of the songs that you've written.
Well, the songs I write are really come from the heart and personal experiences more than anything. And a lot of people say, well, I don't feel like I could ever write a song. Well, you could.
Yeah.
Anybody who's went through anything can write a song.
When you write a song, do you hear the music in your head as you're writing it, or do you just write down words and then put music with it? Because so many people do it so many different ways.
Most of the time, I'll be sitting around the house fiddling with the guitar and just playing stuff, and something will just kind of click, and I'll think, man, I really like that tune.
Yeah.
And then you start playing it over and over, and it's like words just kind of come from your heart or come from your mind, and you just put it on paper.
Yeah.
So I guess pretty much I kind of hear a tune in my head,
Yeah.
or have one to go by.
Well, I tell you what, we're enjoying talking to Scott, and right now we're going to go and hear another song from him. So this right here song is one I know you'll enjoy. This is Scott West.
Everyone sometimes gets down and needing someone to talk to, and needing a friend you can count on, and someone that'll be true. And people look in all directions, not knowing he's he's already there. And one day I pray you can meet him. You'll see how much he truly cares. He's my father, he's my friend, and yes, he'll be there till the end. No one can come closer, no one can compare. Although at times life seems hard, feeling like you can't go on, not knowing what path to follow, you choose what he puts in your heart, and let his glory surround you. He'll be with you night and day. A God so great and forgiving, what else do I need to say? He's my father, he's my friend, and yes, he'll be there till the end. No one can come closer, no one can compare. No, they can't compare.
You mentioned solo stuff. When you go solo, do you use soundtracks or do you use like music, guitar? How do you handle that?
I like to do the instrumental, and then now there's some songs that I have CDs for that I can do. Primarily, I love the guitar. I love the sound of it, and I love singing with it.
Yeah.
To me, it's a lot more from the heart when I can do both things.
Yeah. Well, right. What you're doing here today is like acoustic stuff. I mean, is that comfortable to you? Is that at home with you? Is that
I said, I grew up around musicians, and my dad had an old Ovation that he, was sitting around the house that he played a lot, and I learned on an acoustic, and to me, it was so much of a harmony sound that it was a lot easier for me to harmonize with it and just feel the music and be inspired by it.
My two favorite instruments for solo is a guitar and a piano.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, the only problem with the piano is they're not very portable.
No,
you can't just walk into a coffee house and carry a piano. I say that because I love doing coffee houses and acoustic stuff, and on acoustic sets, it's like the less the better.
Mm-hmm.
The one guitar or two guitar, it's something. It's more personal.
Mm-hmm.
It lets people, and that's what I notice when I hear your music. When you're sitting here, every time I've heard you, when you're doing your acoustic stuff, it just seems really personal and really like you're just almost like you're just singing straight to God.
Right.
And I respect that and appreciate that about your music.
There's a long black train coming down the line, feeding off the souls that are lost and crying. Rails of sin, only evil remains. And watch out, brother, for that long black train. Look to the heavens, you can look to the sky. You can find redemption staring back into your eyes. There is protection and there ticket for that long black train. 'Cause there's victory in the Lord, I say. Victory in the Lord. Cling to the Father and His holy name, and don't go riding on that long black train. There's an engineer on that long black train, making you wonder if your ride is worth the pain. He's just waiting on your heart to say, let me ride on that long black train. 'Cause there's victory in the Lord, I say. Victory in the Lord. Cling to the Father and His holy name, and don't go riding on that long black train. I can hear the whistle from a mile away. It sounds so good, but I must stay away. That train is a beauty, making everybody stare. Its only destination is the middle of nowhere. 'Cause there's victory in the Lord, I say. Victory in the Lord. Cling to the Father and His holy name, and don't go riding on that long black train. I said cling to the Father and His holy name, and don't go riding on that long black train. Yeah, watch out, brother, for that long black train. That devil's driving on that long black train. Well, I'm tired and so weary, but I must go along till the Lord comes and calls me away, where the morning is bright and the Lamb is the light, and the night is as fair as the day. Oh, well, there will be peace in the valley for me someday, and there will be peace in the valley for me. Oh Lord, I pray. Well, there'll be no sadness, no sorrows, no troubles I'll see, and there will be peace in the valley. The bear will be gentle, and the wolf, it will be tame, and the lion shall lay down with the lamb. Well, and the beast from the wild, it shall be led by a little child, and I'll be changed from this creature I am. Oh, yes, I will. And there will be peace in the valley for me someday. and there will be peace, peace in the valley for me. Oh Lord, I pray. Well, there'll be no sadness, no sorrows, no troubles I'll see, and there will be peace, peace in the valley for me. Oh yes. Well, there'll be no sadness, no sorrows, no troubles I'll see, and there will be peace, peace in the valley for me, for me. I looked upon, blend in with the rest of the church crowd. I know the routine, I can list the other Bible studies in town. Watch Christian TV, I know all the preachers, their cliches. Been born again, without a doubt, I know I'm saved. But sometimes I hurt, and sometimes I cry. Sometimes I can't get it right, no matter how hard I seem to try. And sometimes I fall, I stumble all over my own disguise. I try to look strong as the whole world looks on, but sometimes alone I cry. I try to speak faith, never give the devil one inch to get in. I do worship and praise, let everybody know just where that I stand. On the back of my ride is a fish and a cross for the world to see. I know God is good all of the time, yes, there's no doubt for me. But sometimes I hurt, and sometimes I cry. Sometimes I can't get it right, no matter how hard I seem to try. And sometimes I fall, I stumble over my own disguise. I try to look strong as the whole world looks on, but sometimes alone I cry. And sometimes I fall, I stumble over my own disguise. I try to look strong as the whole world looks on, but sometimes alone I cry. I try to look strong as the whole world looks on, but sometimes alone I cry. Somehow I took my eyes off the cross. Don't get me wrong, I'm not exactly lost. I can see where I need to be, and I can see just where I've been. I'm somewhere between a solid rock and shifting sand. Lord, I know right now that you know where I stand, and I can't stand anymore of this great forsaken land. On my knees I'm crying out, reaching for your hand. Somewhere between a solid rock and shifting sand. You know I never aim to let you down, and your grace is the most amazing thing I found. Now I surrender all to you, between the solid rock and shifting sand. Lord, I know right now that you know where I stand, and I can't stand anymore of this great forsaken land. On my knees I'm crying out, reaching for your hand. I'm somewhere between a solid rock and shifting sand. Here's my heart, here's my soul, here's a broken man. I'm somewhere between a solid rock and shifting sand. I'm somewhere between a solid rock and shifting sand.
Well, it looks like it's that time again, time to say goodbye to another program. I certainly have enjoyed being with you today, and I'd like to say thank you to Scott for being our guest today, and I'd like to thank you for joining us and being with us. And as always, I always say this, but if you'd like to contact any of the artists here, Scott, or any artist you see on Country Gospel Celebration, just give us a call or drop us an email. Our information's there on the screen. We'll be glad to put you in contact with them. Until next time, this is Eddie Gordon for Country Gospel Celebration saying God bless you.